Imagine planning the most important day of your life, only for everything to shatter before you even walk down the aisle. That is exactly what happens to Carla and Lisa. Their highly anticipated wedding day spirals into total chaos, with cancelled venues, heartbreak, and unexpected hurdles throwing their future into jeopardy. But the wedding drama is just the beginning. Lurking in the shadows is a dangerous game of cat and mouse, a stolen hard drive, and a terrifying threat that could change the neighborhood forever. Before we dive into all the jaw-dropping twists from this unforgettable episode, take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to CoronationST Update. Your support keeps us bringing you the juiciest daily Cobbles gossip, and trust me, you will not want to miss a single second of what we have to uncover today. The morning starts with a fragile kind of hope. Carla, usually the unbreakable force of nature, is a bundle of nerves. Lisa is trying to be the steady anchor, reassuring her that today is just about the two of them. The dresses are hanging perfectly, the vows are written, and for a fleeting moment, it seems like they might actually get their happily ever after without a hitch. But this is Weatherfield, and peace is always an illusion. The phone rings, and in a matter of seconds, the dream shatters. The venue has pulled out, an absolute disaster. Carla's fierce exterior crumbles. You can see the sheer devastation in her eyes as the realization sets in. The catering, the seating, the perfect backdrop they had envisioned, gone. They are left standing in their living room, surrounded by the remnants of a celebration that is seemingly cancelled before it ever began. Lisa tries to salvage the situation, frantically making calls, her voice tight with desperation, but every door slams shut in her face. It is a heartbreaking scene, watching two people who have fought so hard for their happiness be pushed to the brink of giving up. While Carla and Lisa are drowning in the heartbreak of their ruined day, a completely different kind of nightmare is unfolding just streets away. The tension is incredibly thick as we are thrown into a high-stakes scenario involving a stolen hard drive. This isn't just a petty theft. This piece of technology holds dark secrets, the kind of information that ruins lives and brings powerful people to their knees. The kind of secrets where massive legal issues and accusations surfaced in the past, but now there is undeniable digital proof. Someone is huddled in the shadows, clutching the drive to their chest, terrified to make a single sound. Outside the door, heavy, deliberate footsteps echo. A menacing figure is hunting them down. The fear is palpable. You know that if the person hiding is caught, they won't just be scolded. They could be permanently eliminated. The stakes are a matter of life and loss. Every creak of the floorboards sounds like an alarm bell. They hold their breath, praying the handle doesn't turn. The contrast between the romantic tragedy of the cancelled wedding and this gritty, heart-pounding game of survival creates an atmosphere is so tense you will forget to breathe. And, as if the universe decided that wasn't enough drama for one day, behind closed doors, a bitter family feud is reaching its absolute boiling point. We have watched the resentment simmer for months, the passive-aggressive remarks, the betrayals, the absolute lack of trust. Now, the dam has broken. In a dimly lit room, far away from the wedding tears and the stolen hard drive panic, an ultimatum is laid out on the table. It is cold, calculated, and deeply sad. An envelope thick with cash is slid across the wood. The terms are simple but brutal. Take the money, pack your bags, and leave the street for good. Never come back. Do not call, do not write. The silence in the room is deafening as the cash sits there, representing the absolute destruction of a family bond. The words exchanged are venomous. It is a damn shame to see a family tear each other apart with such ruthlessness, but the damage is too deep to repair. The envelope is snatched up. A suitcase is zipped shut with finality. As the door slams and the outcast walks away from the neighborhood, probably for the last time, you can't help but feel a chill. A permanent exile, bought and paid for. But let's pull ourselves out of that darkness, because Weatherfield is nothing if not a community that knows how to pull a miracle out of thin air. The news of Carla and Lisa's cancelled wedding spreads like wildfire through the Rover's return and the corner shop. And if there is one thing this community will not stand for, it is seeing their own defeated by bad luck. Secret conversations are sparked, frantic whispers, rallying cries, and a sudden, unified mission takes over the locals. They are not going to let this day be a failure. They need a venue, and they need it now. Someone looks at the Underworld factory. Usually a place of stress, deadlines, and whirring sewing machines, it seems like the least romantic place on earth. But desperation breeds creativity. The doors of the factory are unlocked, and an army of friends descends upon the floor. They push the heavy machinery to the walls. They drape gorgeous, flowing fabrics over the industrial beams. Fairy lights are strung up by the hundreds, transforming the sterile, brightly lit workspace into a warm, glowing sanctuary. It is a race against the clock. They are hauling in chairs, setting up a makeshift altar using fabric rolls, and arranging whatever flowers they could salvage. It is chaotic, it is messy, but it is driven by pure, unadulterated love for Carla and Lisa. This is the absolute essence of resilience. Back at the flat, Carla and Lisa are sitting in silence, having resigned themselves to a quiet, heartbreaking night in. They think the day is over. Then a knock at the door. They are told there is an emergency at the factory. Carla, ever the businesswoman, sighs in frustration, ready to go deal with whatever crisis has popped up now. They walk across the cobbles, the weight of the day heavy on their shoulders. Carla pushes open the heavy factory doors, ready to shout at someone for a machine malfunction. Instead, she stops dead in her tracks. The factory is unrecognizable. The glow of the fairy lights reflects in her tear-filled eyes. The entire community is standing there, smiling, waiting for them. The absolute shock on Lisa and Carla's face is a moment of pure television magic. The venue isn't a grand castle or a luxury hotel. It is the gritty heart of their everyday lives, transformed by the people who love them most. It is better than anything they could have originally planned, because it represents survival, loyalty, and the family you choose. The soft acoustic music fills the room. Carla and Lisa walk down the makeshift aisle, holding tightly to each other's hands, still in disbelief. The ceremony. What follows is incredibly raw and emotional. There are no stiff, formal traditions here. The vows they exchange are born out of the trials they have faced. They speak about the storms they have weathered, the times they thought they wouldn't make it, and the unyielding strength they have found in one another. When they talk about their future, it is with the profound understanding that life will throw shit their way, but as long as they are together, they are bulletproof. There isn't a dry eye in the factory. The community stands around them, a protective circle of friends who made this moment possible. When they are finally pronounced married, the cheer that erupts is deafening. The factory floor instantly turns into the greatest reception Weatherfield has ever seen. The drinks are flowing, the laughter is loud, and for a few hours, the shadows lurking on the street are completely forgotten. The contrast of the beautiful wedding gowns against the industrial backdrop of Underworld is striking. It is a visual representation of Carla and Lisa's relationship. Tough, enduring, but undeniably beautiful. They dance under the fairy lights, completely lost in each other, the stress of the cancelled morning entirely washed away. Yet, as the focus pulls away from the joyous celebration, we are reminded of the fragile balance of life on the cobbles. The music from the factory echoes softly down the street, reaching the dark alleyways where the danger still lurks. The person with the stolen hard drive is still out there, their fate hanging in the balance, clutching the evidence that could tear the neighbourhood apart. And a few streets over, a taxi pulls away, carrying away a banished family member, leaving behind a legacy of broken trust. The duality of this episode is exactly why we cannot look away. Light and dark, love and betrayal, community and isolation, all happening at the exact same time. The emotional whiplash of this episode leaves so many questions unanswered. What exactly is on that hard drive, and will the threatening figure get their hands on it before the truth is revealed? How long will the peace last for our newlyweds before the reality of Weatherfield drama comes knocking at their door? And will the exiled family member truly stay away, or is this just the calm before a devastating storm? The fallout from today's events is going to send shockwaves through the street for weeks to come. Make sure you stay tuned because we are going to be tracking every single development. If you loved breaking down this emotional rollercoaster with me, do not forget to drop a like on this video, leave a comment with your thoughts on Carla and Lisa's stunning surprise wedding, and hit that subscribe button for CoronationST update. We upload daily to keep you in the loop with everything happening on the cobbles. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.